What's going on, guys? Austin Zabak here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how I personally made millions of dollars without a college degree. So if you're watching the video, I really appreciate you tuning in, and if you're brand new to my channel, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you stay till the end of the video, and I hope you get value from the video. I'm really just going to be sharing with you personal experience on how I actually made multiple seven figures in the business world without ever having a college degree. So hopefully in some way, shape, or form, this video will inspire you to go out there and, become an entrepreneur or start a business or do real estate or do, the stock market or whatever it might be. But I do hope that you get value from the video. So if you are brand new to my channel, I actually am a real estate investor. I'm a real estate agent. We do a lot of different things in the real estate industry. I also invest, obviously, in the stock market. I invest into cryptocurrency, and I do a lot of stuff in e-commerce and things of that nature as well. But a lot of that is just more like passive income for me at this point. And what takes up the majority of my time is obviously in the real estate world. So a little bit of background on me. I am 26 years old, and I never went to college, okay? So I actually graduated from high school, and I just never had a desire to go to college, okay? And that might be you watching the video right now, and I just want you to know that I wouldn't say, personally, that college is inherently good or bad, right? It is just neutral, and I do believe that you can achieve success with and without a college degree. And, I don't really think that there's a direct correlation there, in my humble opinion. I have seen a lot of successful people that have gone to college and they've gotten their college degree. And I've also seen a lot of successful people that didn't go to college and they didn't get their college degree. So I would just say, if you're watching the video right now and you're on the fence of do I go to college or do I not go to college, make sure you stay to the end of the video, and I'll kind of break down for you what that looked like for me and, how it all kind of actually played out for me and what the timeline was of me actually making, over $1 million. So when I graduated high school, I actually didn't know that I wanted to do real estate quite yet, okay? I actually kind of got into real estate on accident, and it was one of those things where, I wasn't necessarily really passionate about it. It wasn't my family's in real estate. It was, nothing like that, okay? At the end of the day, I was just like a normal average kid. I didn't come from family money or anything like that. And, I didn't have any knowledge of the real estate industry. I've actually been a part of multiple other industries as well. So if you are watching the video and you're like, Austin, yeah, but, you had a bunch of experience or this or that, that is not the case, okay? So I would just encourage you to keep an open mind, if you want to go out into the world and be an entrepreneur or be a business owner, you don't have to have a ton of knowledge of that particular industry. And you definitely don't need to go to college to become successful. What you do need to do is go through a lot of trial and tribulation, right? I went through a lot of trial and tribulation, right? And, you'll hear people say, you can't have the testimony without the test, right? You can't have the testimony, right, without the test. And, you have to go through the test of life in order to have the testimony where you can actually speak life into other people. So I think to make millions of dollars, it isn't about having a lot of knowledge, right? Instead, it's about being willing to fail, right? It's about being willing to fail forward and to figure it out. And it doesn't matter what industry you're trying to pursue. If it's the insurance industry, then great. If it's the real estate industry, then great, right? If it's e-commerce, great, right? If it's cryptocurrency, great. If it is the stock market, you want to be a day trader, great, right? There's nothing wrong with any of the industries. You just have to be willing to go all in and to go through the trials and tribulations. I basically went out and I actually decided to wholesale real estate, okay? Now, getting into the wholesaling real estate world, again, I didn't have any knowledge and I didn't have any wisdom of the industry. I also didn't have a bunch of money, right? And I didn't have good credit, okay? I really didn't have any credit at all at the time. I was just young and I hadn't built my credit up, right? I was 18 years old at the time. And, when you're 18, you don't really have good or bad credit. You just have neutral credit, right? You don't have any credit, okay? So, here I was as just like an 18-year-old kid, and I'm like, well, what can I do, right? And again, I was not a real estate agent at this time. I was just a wholesaler, right? So, again, not an agent, just a wholesaler, and I was trying to flip a contract, right? If you're familiar with wholesaling, you're just trying to get a property under contract with a seller below market value, and then you're trying to take that contract and you're trying to flip it, right? The paperwork, literally the contract, and basically flip the contract to an investor for arbitrage, right? To make a little bit of money. So if I got a property under contract for 100 grand, then I was trying to flip my contract for 110 grand over here without ever actually buying the property or anything like that, right? Essentially assigning my rights to that contract to the end buyer for a profit. So I did just that, right? It took me a long time to get my first deal. It literally took me like 9 months actually to get my first deal. It wasn't sunshine and rainbows, right? And I think if you're watching the video and you follow me on Instagram, or even if you're brand new to my channel, you see people that like, you look at people and you think, man, it was just sunshine and rainbows for them, right? And the reality of it is, you didn't see, the 5 years that led up to that, right? Or the 10 years that led up to that. So understand, if you're trying to make $1 million, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, and it really doesn't matter whether you do or don't have a college degree. It's going to take you a long time to get there, right? And whether you're part of a team or you're running a team or whatever the case is, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes a lot of time to really figure it out and to get through all of the kind of roadblocks that you're going to have to face to eventually make that $1 million. So for me, once I wholesaled a deal, then it became 2, right? Then it became 4, then it became 8, then 16, and so on and so forth. And eventually, I got to a point where I had wholesaled like over 1,000 deals, right? And obviously, I went out and I became a real estate agent, right? I became a realtor in Arizona. And, that led to me starting a real estate team, right? Where now I've got a little over 20 real estate agents on my team. And we're obviously growing very fast, right? We're scaling very fast, and I'm very blessed and very fortunate to have that team that I'm able to scale now, right? I'm able to help other people now, build their real estate business. So now we obviously do a lot of different things, right? But again, it happened over time. It happened in phases. It didn't happen day one, right? And I think that's the thing you have to remember is like, you figure it out as you go. This isn't a thing where you just make $1 million overnight, right? You figure it out as you go, especially like not having gone to college. I didn't have a bunch of marketing experience. I didn't really understand, YouTube. I didn't understand Instagram. I didn't understand TikTok, right? I really didn't understand, even how to build a business. Like, how do I become a good leader? How do I hire people, right? How do I train people? Like, how do I pay people, right? And there's all these things that you're trying to figure out, right? You're trying to figure out, like, I didn't even know how to do payroll, right? I didn't know how to do a lot of the things that were required of me to essentially make $1 million. Like, in order to make $1 million or multiple millions of dollars, there's a lot of things that you have to learn, right? And if you don't know about any of that, then obviously you have to learn, right? And if you didn't go to college and you don't have a college degree, then the only way to learn is by doing it, right? And we all know that if you don't know exactly what you're doing, but you do it anyways, you're probably gonna fall flat on your face, right? A couple of times. If not hundreds or thousands of times, I've fallen flat on my face because you're learning as you go, right? You're hiring the wrong people. You're using the wrong payroll companies. You're paying people to build a website that screw you over, rip you off, or whatever the case is. And there's all of these problems that you face over time. And honestly, I really think that like, had I gone to college and, gotten my associate's degree in, business or finance, or even, bachelor's degree in business or finance or marketing or whatever it might be, I don't know that it would have shortened the learning curve that much. In my humble opinion, I think that I wouldn't have gone back and done it over again because, it allowed me to get into the business world sooner, right? So for me, as opposed to going to college and spending, 2 or 3 or 4 years of my life in college, while I might have met some great people and definitely learned some stuff, I think for me, getting the ball rolling sooner in my life was, the reason that I am where I am today, right? And again, I'm nowhere close to my dreams and my goals, right? So understand, at every ceiling is a new floor, right? At every ceiling is the next floor. There is no cap on success, right? People are like, Austin, I want to get to X level and then I'll be happy, right? When I make 500 grand a year, I'll be happy. When I make $1 million a year, I'll be happy. And I was that guy too. But just remember, that when you get there, there will immediately be another goal. But understand that if you're in college, or you're thinking about going to college, or you're not sure, or you didn't go to college and you're wondering, can I actually be successful? Maybe your parents are telling you you can't, your family, your friends, they're like, you're not going to succeed because you didn't go to college, or you don't want to go to college, or whatever. Understand that college, in my opinion, unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, right, or an architect, or something that actually requires a very specific set of knowledge, I don't think college is necessary to become successful, right? To make millions of dollars. So if you're watching the video, I hope that I answered some questions for you. Now obviously we own rental properties. We wholesale probably. We'll probably wholesale like 500 houses this year alone at a minimum. We'll do hundreds of millions of dollars in retail real estate alone. I'm invested into Bitcoin. I'm invested into cryptocurrency, into the stock market. We're building out a virtual assistant company right now where we're actually going to offer, real estate investors from all over the world, VAs that will actually generate seller leads, okay, for your business. And there's a lot of other things that we're working on building out, okay? So understand you don't need to go to college to become successful, okay? You can do it, but it's going to take you a lot of time. You have to put the time and the energy in to be successful at anything. College or no college, it is going to take a lot of time. So just remember that at the end of the day, and drop in the comment section down below, what questions you have, what your thoughts are on college or no college. I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and make sure to subscribe also if you haven't already. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.